my gosh, what a beautiful day outside. Oh, the birds are chirping. Oh, I just can't wait to enjoy this beautiful day. I love it so much. Oh my God. What happened? Oh gosh. I'm so cold.
Never fear, homeostasis is here.
What's that?
I am so glad you asked. Homeostasis is the way that your body controls its internal body temperature.
Well, how does that help me? I'm still freezing.
You know what? Come here. Let me tell you all about it. Come on. But first, we must begin our story at the start. Long ago, on July 12 of 1813, a young Claude Bernard was born. As a child, Claude was not like the other little boys. While the other little boys would hunt with their fathers and run around, Claude pondered about the mysteries of the world. Throughout his remarkable existence, Bernard made many discoveries about the human body. He realized that vasodilation and vasoconstriction work to keep the body at a certain temperature. Through this, he made the connection that the body has systems that keep to work the internal environment of the body within certain limits that allow it to function optimally. Finally, homeostasis was born. Initially, he named it milieu intérieur. After all, he was a French man. However, we can't talk about homeostasis without mentioning Walter Bradford, an American physiologist. In 1871, Walter Bradford, also known as the father of homeostasis, used ideas of Claude Bernard to develop the theory of homeostasis. He discovered that homeostasis maintains balance and regulates systems of the body by a self-organized government within a person's body. In short terms, he realized that homeostasis does not occur by chance. It is no doubt that homeostasis is a superpower. It's just the history is just so beautiful. Are you even listening? Wake up! Don't you understand that homeostasis is occurring through your body right now?
How?
Well, don't you see? Your blood vessels are constricting right now to reserve heat.
Uh-huh.
You have goosebumps.
I
and
do.
You're shivering, so that way you can create more energy so you can be hot again.
You're so right.
Of course I am. I'm a doctor, but it's just homeostasis is just so interesting. I mean, I could go on and on and on about all the things. Are you even listening?
I am, but it's just so boring.
You know what? I have just a solution. Let me sing it to you in a way that you'll understand.
Homeostasis got you some type of way. It helps you regulate your body. Yeah. With this kind of weather in May. Yeah. But homeostasis knows how to fix it. When the sun makes the heat overtake, you sweat and your blood vessels dilate. To direct a higher flow of blood. Yeah. To keep core body temp at normal level. And then I realize I'm not too hot or cold. And I'm like, thank you, homeostasis. Yeah. Body temp control in humans. It's one of the most familiar examples of homeostasis. Thank God my body's got my back. I know I'll be alright, and I'm so glad. Say goodbye to overheating. Yeah, no more freezing for you.
Okay, what do you think?
Ooh, that was a good one. I mean, now that I'm all smart and all, can you tell me just one more recap?
Your wish is my command.
Alrighty, here is our recap. From the very beginning, we have our dear Claude Bernard and Walter Bradford. As we remember, Claude Bernard was a French scientist who was looking at internal body conditions and discovered that there's an optimal sort of thing and your body has its own form of self-government to try to maintain this. He coined the term milieu intérieur, which is internal environment, and then Walter Bradford expanded on these ideas and coined the term homeostasis, which we use today.
Next, we have homeostasis and body temp regulations, which is basically how your body reacts when it's really hot or when it's really cold. So when it's really hot, your body will sweat and your blood vessels will dilate, and so that way there will be more blood flow, and when you sweat, the heat is kind of evaporating from your body. And when you're really cold, your blood vessels will constrict, and that way it'll preserve more heat, and also you will shiver, and that will produce energy to make you hot.
And taking it from there, the thing that sends these signals to have these responses in our body is known as the hypothalamus, which is a control center in your brain which receives these signals from your body saying that it's too cold, and it processes and sends the signals to initiate the right response. And this response can either look like a positive or negative feedback loop.
A negative feedback loop reduces the effect of change and helps maintain balance, whereas a positive feedback loop increases the effect of the change and produces instability. And for those reasons, a negative feedback loop is way more common.
An example of the positive feedback loop would be childbirth and the stretching of the uterine walls. The positive feedback loop works through the stretching of the uterine walls, which is signaled through brain signaling from the hypothalamus, which then results in contractions, which then further stretch the walls, which then results in contractions again. So in that way, it's a positive feedback loop that takes us further from the normal balance of the body and promotes instability.
An example of a negative feedback loop is when you have a fever. So for example, your body realizes that it's not very stable because you're feeling sick, and so it sends a message to your hypothalamus to make it more stable, and so your body will overheat to kill all the bacteria and the viruses to hopefully bring it back to its normal level. Another example that is very common for negative feedback loops is blood sugar level regulation. So for example, when your blood sugar levels are too high, insulin will lower the blood glucose, and that will bring your body to a more stable level than from it was before. And if your blood sugar levels are too low, then the glucogen will raise blood glucose, which will bring you back to your normal level.
Through all of these examples, one thing remains very, very clear. Homeostasis is an absolutely vital process in our bodies, and there would be no optimal conditions without it.
Did you get all that?
Oh yeah, that was incredible. Now I know how much homeostasis does for me and how it keeps my body in the perfect condition.
Guess my job here is done.
Thank you, Dr. Jose. I learned so much. And I got this fantastic new sweater while I'm at it. Anyway, I guess I'll see you the next time homeostasis strikes again. Bye!